Hi all, a very good afternoon and a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, I myself, Sujit Singh Suri, welcome you all. Today, with our premium partner, Lufthansa Group, we are hosting a webinar on a very important topic, which is basically sustainability in aviation sector and an overview of the group in India. Lufthansa is one of the leading airlines, European airlines operating from India with almost daily flights from India to Germany from all the major destination cities in India. Today we have two colleagues from Lufthansa who are basically going to present to us today. There is Ms. Smita Khandelwal, new business and account manager. She has worked for almost 2 decades with Lufthansa. And we have Ms. Kajal Kiran Puri, who's new business as SME manager and also having over 15 years of experience in Indian aviation industry. We will be getting a lot of information from these two ladies today. So please be attentive, listen to them. And also, in case you guys have any questions, you can please keep writing the questions in the question box. We will try to answer them post the session is over. Now, without any further delay, I request to Smita to take over the floor.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Sujit. Thank you so much. A very warm good afternoon to IGCC and to all my esteemed members and to all the esteemed members of IGCC for having Lufthansa Group over here. So now, quickly, let me introduce myself. My name is Smita Khandelwal, and I work as a new business account specialist. And the key focus for my job is basically to understand the ever-changing dynamics of the business travel, which happens from the corporate SME as well as the startups, and also to understand and also to help or enable the corporates to save the maximum on their travel budgets. Today, I'm going to take you quickly through the Lufthansa Group networking, and here we are. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Now, when we talk about network, let me quickly, or I will take this opportunity to quickly explain why Lufthansa German Airlines is now called as Lufthansa Group Airlines or Lufthansa Network Airlines. The reason for this is basically we comprise of not only Lufthansa German Airlines, but also Swiss, Austrian, Brussels, as well as we have regional partners like Edelweiss, Air Dolomiti, and Eurowings also. With our multi-hub with our multi-hubs located in Frankfurt, Munich, Zurich, and Brussels, we are able to offer the passengers a comprehensive route network along with the greatest possible flexibility for their journeys. Now we go on to the next slide, and this gives a wonderful overview of Lufthansa Airlines destinations and connectivity from a global perspective. Yeah, from a global perspective. And then, one second, please. Yeah. So when we talk about how many destinations Lufthansa Group Airlines worldwide covers, so we have 320 destinations and which are located in almost about 104 countries worldwide. So starting from North America, we offer 30 destinations. In Europe, we have more than 200 destinations. In Asia Pacific, there are about 21 destinations. In Middle East, we have 11. Central and South America, we have 14. And in Africa, we have about 46. Moving ahead, let's talk about, or let's have a look at Lufthansa operations or the flights which are available to and from India. So when it comes to Lufthansa operations in India, we offer from all the metropolitan cities here in India, not only timely connections to our hubs like Frankfurt, Munich, and Zurich, but also onward connections to Europe and to North America to a destination of choice. So talking about the connectivity from New Delhi, the capital of India, we have 3 flights which is connecting to our hub like Delhi Frankfurt, Delhi Munich, and Delhi Zurich, and these are all 3 daily flights. Then when we talk about Mumbai, the city of dreams, then we have again 3 flights, which is Mumbai Frankfurt, Mumbai Munich, and Mumbai Zurich again. From Bangalore, the garden city of India, we are connecting daily. We are connecting every day with Bangalore to Frankfurt flight. Then when we talk about Chennai, we have 3 flights as of now, and by the second quarter of 2023, we are looking at offering a daily flight from Chennai to Frankfurt. Then moving ahead. So when we talk about two-tier cities in India, with the expansion of the traffic, the air traffic from these two-tier cities in India, Lufthansa Group Airlines has also collaborated with partners like Vistara as well as Air India to offer increased connectivity along with new growth opportunities to the masses living in these two-tier cities. So let's have a look at what we have. From Pune, you can take a Vistara connection and reach across to Delhi and onward connections to Frankfurt or to the destination of your choice. Then we have, then from Coimbatore, then from Coimbatore also we have a tie-up with Air India, and then you can reach across to Chennai and onward connection to Frankfurt, our hub, and then to a destination of your choice. From Hyderabad, we have Vistara connection again, which brings you to Bangalore, and then Bangalore onwards to the destination of your choice. Moving ahead. Then we have another tie-up called as Atlantic Joint Venture, wherein we have flight options for you from India to North America and to Canada. There, United and Air Canada are our premium partners, and we have code-share flights as well as United flights across from Delhi as well as from Bombay also. So the destinations are all across all across USA as well as Canada as well. Yeah. So from here, I would like to hand this over to my colleague, Kajal Kiranpuri.
Thank you so much, Smita. It was a wonderful exchange about our network and our frequencies.
Sorry, Kajal, can you unmute yourself, please?
Just the force of habit. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all the esteemed members present in the webinar right now who are tuned in. I am Kajal. I'm based in Delhi as a new business and SME manager along with Smita. And it's a delight to have you on board with us today, taking you through what Lufthansa is all about when it comes to premium services and what are the product and ancillaries we offer to make your experience on board and on ground great. So let's just see. An airline is basically distinguished by the services and the product that the airline offers to the customers. So let's see how Lufthansa sets out a cut above the rest in the aviation industry by the products and offerings we have on the platter. Can we move to the next slide, please?
Sure. One moment.
Just a second. Okay, so the Swiss first class is my first product that I'm going to talk about. The first class right now with Lufthansa Group is a regular product that we've been offering, and it's a premium product. At the moment, we only offer it on two routes, ex-India, which is Delhi Zurich and Bombay Zurich. And it's just the first experience that I want to talk about on Lufthansa Group, which is basically giving you an exclusive experience. When you take off with us, it's a very relaxed takeoff. You travel in comfort with us, and the feeling is also very refreshed when you reach your end destinations. The first and the foremost distinguished feature is the ergonomical seat in the first class cabin, which is fully converted into a 2-meter long lie flat bed. And it is basically kind of a personal suite thanks to the side armrest alongside the panels and a very clever cabin layout, which gives a very first class compartment kind of a look. It also goes with the gourmet menu curated by the renowned Swiss chefs, which is in line with the Swiss Taste of Switzerland cycle. So these gourmets menu are specifically designed, curated by the Swiss chefs, keeping in mind the regional specialties which are cultivated and produced in Switzerland. So it's very Swiss, exclusive Swiss. The meals served at a time of passenger choosing is also a very exclusive service, which is making us quite unique in terms of our offerings because it is just a feeling that you get in a restaurant, that you can just have your meal when you please, and not when everybody wants, when everybody is served at a standard time like the other airlines do. Foremost is also our in-flight entertainment program, which is regularly revised to cater to the current in-demand movies and programs that we have on board. Spacious washrooms also make it very exclusive. Apart from this, the amenity kit with high quality toiletries that we offer to our first class passengers, which are specifically designed by La Prairie products, and also the nightwear, the pajamas that we offer in first class is designed by Zibberly. We move on to the next slide now, which talks about our lounges. So it is to do with the fact that when we want to experience airport, or rather to put it, when we want to experience the airport product, the best way to do that, irrespective whether we are traveling business class or economy class, or we are traveling for business or for leisure, the best is to experience our lounges, which are welcoming our passengers post-pandemic. I'm sorry, I'm hearing an echo. Is my audio clear? Sujit?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay. So it's to do with our lounges on ground, which makes our product very exclusive. We welcome post-pandemic all our passengers to our exclusive lounges in Germany and Switzerland, which is basically at first class terminal and also the first class lounges at Frankfurt. We also cater to our business class customers and the eligible status members in Frankfurt with our various lounges, which is Panorama, Bistro, Welcome, and Senator lounges, which are all open. Even at our hubs at Munich, the same product, which is first class lounge and Senator lounge at Munich Satellite, is also open. Apart from this, the business class and the eligible status members, they can access the business class lounge and the Senator lounge, which are open at Munich. If we scroll down a bit, we will be able to also see in Zurich, the product is also very well available to our first class and eligible status members in the first class lounge and the Senator Lounge D, which is open. Alongside, for business class passengers and the eligible status members, are Swiss Business Lounge, the Senator Lounge, the Swiss Alpine Lounge, and the Swiss Arrival Lounge. They are all open. So it's to do with whether you are looking for a breakfast or after a long haul flight, you want to freshen up and reach your destination refreshed. You want to take a shower before you go in for your meeting. So all this becomes very possible with our world-class lounges. If we go to the next slide now, we will be able to see the other products which we offer. So the baggage is a foremost thing that we offer to our customers when they travel with us. And if you are carrying a extra bag and you would like to, maybe for meetings or for trade fairs, you want to go in for a discounted offer, we give you this offer to pre-book your additional bag on Europe India route with a dimension of 158 centimeters and maximum weight of 23 kgs. What you end up paying at the airport is euro 200, but if you avail this offer, you make a saving of 40 euros with us. And the mode of booking is basically you get in touch with the customer care team, the service team, and they'll be able to book you at a discounted rate of euro 160 per piece. So if we go into the next slide now, there's more information available on Lufthansa.com regarding the baggage offer. We talk about upgrades with a lot of delight for passengers who are willing to make an upgrade to stay comfortable in their onboard journey, as well as also to come over at their destination a lot more refreshed. They have this option when they clock in on Lufthansa.com or Swiss.com to upgrade their flight. They get an offer, and with this, you see at least a 30% off on upgrade from economy to premium economy and premium economy to business class. So if you see S to N is basically a economy to premium economy, you make an upgrade possible at a jump of INR 12,450 rupees. Similarly, an upgrade from premium economy to business comes only at INR 40,454. And if we talk about a jump from economy to business, that comes possible at INR 68,459 rupees only. So this is a lot more extra comfort for you on these routes from India, that you can benefit from these discounted flat rates when they prompt you when you go online on your booking. So we can move ahead to the next slide now. We talk about programs which would be basically taken over by my colleague Smita. Sana, if you would be please able to unmute Smita, since you are the organizer.
Okay. All right. So let's quickly go through what programs or the corporate travel solutions Lufthansa Group has for you. And with that, I move on to the next slide. So Lufthansa has basically two types of corporate travel solutions. The first one is called as a corporate network rate, wherein we offer an upfront discount for all the booking classes based on a certain minimum commitment, which starts from 30 lakh. The second one is called as Partner Plus Benefit, which is a famous corporate loyalty plan. And now let's understand, what does a Partner Plus Benefit mean? It means each and every ticket which gets issued from the corporate, SME or the startup on the airlines Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian, Brussels, United, Air Dolomiti, and Air Canada, those particular tickets gets credited into the company account in the form of the benefit points. This company account definitely needs to be registered online, and we are there to assist you, or our call center team as well. Definitely, there is no cost involved at the time of the registration, or nor at any other given point of time. So definitely, this membership is absolutely free of cost. So once you register, or once you register at your end and make the account active by doing the first login, you get a welcome bonus of 1,000 benefit points, which is absolutely okay to redeem at the onset of very first travel. Our Partner Plus Benefit is a very user-friendly program with an access, say about 24/7 with just the click. You can have an access to it 24/7 with just the click of a button. All you need is a username and password. The key highlight, or the USP of Partner Plus Benefit, is the double bonus or double credits. So what does a double bonus or double benefit mean for you? It means that you continue to get the miles and more credit along with the benefit points. So assuming you fly United, so you will continue to get your miles and more credit in your Lufthansa or United card, but at the same time, if that ticket is on United or Lufthansa or Air Canada, then that ticket comes into the credit into the company account as well. Okay, so we have variety of various methods and various options for you to redeem these benefit points, and we're going to have a quick look in the next slide. From time to time, Lufthansa Group Airlines runs lucrative or special promotions on the redemption of these benefit points. So basically, this year from January to let's say September, we did have a 25% discount on the points, the number of the points for redeeming an excess package, and a certain percentage of discount on doing an upgrade on any sectors. The Partner Plus benefit team of ours is also run by the dedicated as well as the experienced service professionals who are available to take your call also, and they also ensure the timely revert over the email and provide you the required assistance. These benefit points are valid for 3 years. Now, this gives you enough time to earn, burn, and redeem them without letting them go for a waste. Moving on to the next slide. So here we are. So count your benefits. So these are the various options which we have for redeeming your company benefit points. The first one is definitely a free flight, which is also one of the popular awards we have. This means basically if you have already performed 2 business class tickets on Lufthansa, United, Swiss, Air Canada, etc., or our partner airlines, that then once you get the credit of those the credit of benefit points for these 2 business class tickets, you can already look at having a 1 free economy class ticket for yourself. Then the second popular award which we have is a free upgrade. So you can book yourself an economy class or a premium economy class. Then you can look at yourself and look at upgrading yourself from economy to premium economy, from economy to business, or from business to first class, and arrive at the destination of your choice absolutely fresh and rejuvenated. We have lounge pass also. So basically you can book yourself an economy class ticket and have an access to our business class lounge available at Frankfurt, Munich, or Zurich with the help of the lounge pass. All you need is 1500 benefit points. So you don't really have to book a business class ticket to have a lounge access while transiting through our hubs. Then we have Flynet. What does a Flynet mean? It means that you stay connected on board. When you're on board with your friends and family, you can do online surfing on a long haul intercontinental flight, and this is just possible with 850 benefit points, and this you can do it at your end with your login and password. Then we have excess baggage. So yes, as we all know, excess baggage is required with the corporate, SME, and startups, especially more so importantly at the time when they're participating into the international trade fairs. So when they have a certain level of the point, they can just, with 6,000 benefit point, they can redeem, they can have a one piece 23 kgs from India to Germany without absolutely free of cost. Then we have discount codes. What does a discount code mean? It means that you can, with just 2,900 benefit points, you can have a voucher of rupees 4,000 and apply that voucher while buying ticket on Lufthansa.com and avail a 4,000 discount. We have higher versions also available on the PPP website for this. Now, the last but not the least is the sustainable aviation fuel. This is basically, my colleague Kajal is going to talk about much more details about sustainability. But yes, it has been integrated into our Partner Plus benefit, and the minimum redemption starts from 2,000 points. What you get out of this is a digital certificate, which can be utilized by you for establishing international footsteps and also on your social media platforms. Now I hand this over to Kajal.
Thank you, Smita. Can we move to the next slide, please? So, as we all talk about sustainability, there's a huge expectation when we talk about this word sustainability in today's scenario, because the climate targets have certainly made a decisive influence on the economy, on our current economy in future. And also now we as companies in aviation industry, and I'm sure the attendees who tuned in the webinar right now, all of you in your industry are also increasingly looking to address the issue of sustainability. So this topic of sustainability, or so to say climate protection, is increasingly also being implemented in your corporate strategies across all industries in today's scenario. And due to these climate targets, we as companies are also required to reduce significantly the carbon emissions so that the environment goes more greener for future generations. So this being said, we move on to a wonderful video talking about how our group, Lufthansa Group, has contributed to sustainability and how we see a green future in the aviation industry. Can we please play the first video.
What does this, and this, and that have to do with flying? To become carbon neutral by 2050, in addition to the measures we have already taken, we decided to go one step further and look for inspiration where we have never looked before. That's how we came up with ways to turn challenges into solutions, like waste, used vegetable oil, or food residues into sustainable aviation fuel. Today, the Lufthansa Group is already SAF's top customer in Europe. Until we replace all single-use plastic items with sustainable alternatives, we will also convert some into crude oil. We're even developing solutions to use jet fuel made from CO2 that has been pulled back out of the atmosphere. Other answers were found in nature. For example, bamboo, from which we make compostable cutlery. This plant grows super fast and is therefore the perfect CO2 absorber. Or aeroshock, a film that replicates the skin of sharks and reduces friction and drag, and thus fuel consumption. And while we're talking about efficiency, by bringing artificial intelligence on board, we managed to optimize daily operations and flight routes to reduce fuel consumption. That's how we aspire to bring flying and nature into harmony. We make sharks fly. We make bamboo fly. We make waste and oil fly. We make change fly. Lufthansa Group.
What an interesting encapsulation of what all Lufthansa has done on sustainability front. We make bamboos fly, we make waste fly. And if we go through the next slides, what video has talked about, we cover that in details in the subsequent slides. So we, as Lufthansa Group, we followed the CO2 reduction path of the Paris Agreement. We've set out ambitious targets with SBTI, which is Science-Based Targets Initiative, which is basically to talk about a methodological framework of having short-term and long-term targets for net zero carbon emissions in future. So if we see, we aim to fulfill these climate targets, we aim to get 65% of our target achieved through CO2 reduction, that is carbon CO2 emission reduction, and also the rest 35% is through CO2 emission offsetting. This we intend to derive by not only just carbon emissions, but we rely heavily on focusing on reduction and compensation techniques. We will see in the next few slides, but first we talk about how our ambitious targets are broken down into various tenures as regards the time scale. So by 2025, we look at, as we saw in the video, we look at being more efficient in terms of our food waste, which means that we will aim to reduce our food waste by 50%. And not only this, single point use of plastic, that we will ensure that we totally get rid of and we replace it with 100% sustainable packaging, like the spoons made of bamboo. By 2030, we aim at reducing our carbon emissions by 50% versus what we had in 2019. Going forward, by 2050, we've set an ambitious target of being carbon net zero in terms of our emissions. So with this being said, we want to echo the group mission statement, which is Lufthansa Group. We connect people, cultures, and economies in a sustainable way. And our goal is maintaining travel mobility sustainably. We move forward as to how we want to achieve this with our Lufthansa Group, which is Lufthansa and Swiss Airlines. We basically split this, as we just saw in the previous slide, through three different measures. One is to avoid the carbon emissions, second is through reduce, and third is to compensate. We rely heavily on reduce, which is owning 65% of my climate target objectives. So under avoid, we look at strengthening intermodality, which is basically that we will like to promote our integration with our flight services alongside train and bus services for the short-haul travel. So this will bring off the burden on short-haul flights and also give you an alternative way to reach the hubs in an efficient manner. So for example, a flight, let's say for a Delhi, Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, if you do a Delhi, Frankfurt, a long haul with us, Frankfurt, Stuttgart through a train, very easily, brings about a saving of carbon emissions. And taking a train connection would mean that we save 42 kgs, 42 tons of CO2 emissions on Frankfurt, Stuttgart, doing as a train instead of what we would have done on a short haul flight, Frankfurt, Stuttgart. Same way, we look at reducing carbon emissions through three different pillars, which is fleet modernization push, which, as the name suggests, we look at modernizing our fleet that we offer. It's to do with new and modern aircrafts that we have that we intend to launch. We intend to take over about 177 aircrafts which are modern and fuel efficient, and also uh, noise friendly, and they give out less carbon emissions. So for example, Airbus 350, it is to do with the fact that science shows that it has less than 30% of carbon emissions generated over a certain flight than what a normal or a conventional aircraft would do. At the same time, we also invest in new technologies. So technologies like AeroShark, which we saw in the video, it is basically just encapsulating like a shark skin technology and being more fuel efficient. So same way we talk about air traffic optimize efficiency, which is also another operations measure that we take to be more efficient in terms of our operations on ground. It is also to do with the fact that we try and adopt technologies when it comes to flying the aircraft on a certain altitude or a certain speed, so that it reduces the fuel consumption of a particular aircraft. And also with the EU synergies that we have in the environment, that also being a uniform and a harmonized European airspace, that also brings about a lot of kerosene savings possible. So this being said, we can talk about effectively how we manage our levers to reduce, to compensate, and to avoid carbon emissions. Alongside, we also look at the third lever, which is compensate. Before this, I would like to also highlight the use of sustainable fuels, SAF. As we noticed, sustainable aviation fuel is a prime alternative to our traditional or conventional kerosene fuels, which harm the environment and they give out more carbon emissions. So SAF is basically 80% less carbon emissions producing. At the same time, it's an immediate solution to make our environment green. So we look at focusing on alternative fuels like SAF, like solar kerosene, and other alternate fuels. Third option is compensate, which my colleague Smita also mentioned. We offer CO2 compensation, in which we offer the business enterprises to invest in certified and sustainable climate protection projects, which are worldwide run with our partners, My Climate, and we see it in details in the next slides. If we can move to the next slide, please. So if we can please play the video before this, Sana. Thank you so much for the video. As we see how Swiss has contributed towards sustainability initiatives and the objectives set by Lufthansa Group to be uh, net zero carbon emissions by 2050, we see that Swiss is the world's first airline on Sun to liquid fuel. It basically talks about that Swiss is the world's first airline to be using Sun to liquid fuel with collaboration with Synhelion, which is a company. Alongside this, we have partnered with Synhelion to bring its solar aviation fuel to market. So this will make Swiss to be the first airline in the world to use sun to liquid fuel. So this process is basically devised by Synhelion, in which it uses concentrated sunlight and it produces carbon neutral kerosene. With this collaboration, Swiss and Synhelion are playing a pioneer role, in the production and adoption of SAF, which is sustainable aviation fuel. And this being said, I move to the next slide, which is next point, which is Swiss is the first worldwide to also apply AeroShock. So AeroShock, as we noticed in the video, it is a surface technology which basically is developed by Lufthansa Technique and BASF, and that imitates the shark skin technology. It is to do with the fact that we place ribs on the aircraft skin, and that basically controls the aerodynamics which are generated in during the flight operations. So this kind of brings down the fuel consumption considerably, and at the same time this is also said to also be reducing the carbon emissions to the tune of 3%. We move to the next point, which also talks about the collaboration we had with Synhelion company to produce sun to liquid fuel. It is to do with the fact that the combustion of sun to liquid fuel would be bringing out the CO2 to be neutral, and at the same time this will not impact the environment, and it will just be in how do you put that, it's like being very efficient towards the carbon emissions in the environment. So we are also setting up first plant for industrial production in Jülich in Germany for doing a mass production to be able to use this sun to liquid fuel in future flights in 2023. We move to the next slide now. So we offer various options to business enterprises because we see it as a challenge for companies in today's scenario grappling with sustainability objectives and to reduce the carbon emissions in their business accounting processing cycle. So the options that we offer to the business enterprises for compensating the flight related carbon emissions is through the first, which is offsetting on Lufthansa.com and Swiss.com through Compensate as our partner, in which we offer the customers the opportunity when they are logged into their booking on Lufthansa.com online or Swiss.com, that you are prompted to offset the carbon emissions of your flight by investing in climate protection projects or by reducing them by purchasing SAF, which is sustainable aviation fuel. So these two options are prompted to you when you are online doing a booking with us. There's no minimum investment required. I mean, it will definitely prompt you whichever way you would like to contribute. It definitely sets you an independent right there. Second option is through corporate contracts, SAF, which is that we basically give the option of an easy contracting process to the companies who want to willingly go ahead and buy SAF from us. We give you an option of buying euro to 10,000 and above worth SAF, in which we give you a full scale carbon reporting provided by Lufthansa Group. And there's a receipt, you receive a emission mitigation certificate as well, which is scope 3 certificate, showcasing how many tons of carbon emissions was saved by your SAF purchase. And this can definitely be used for auditing and for for balance sheet reporting purposes by companies for their saving when they have overseas operations. Third, which is last but not the least, partner plus benefit, which my colleague Smita talked about. So this is to do with that the companies which are registered with partner plus benefit, we give them this choice of redeeming their points, PPB benefit points, which they can redeem for utilizing SAF. And also now that we are nearing the expiries, the points anyway stay, as you notice, for 3 good years from the time they accumulate in the account. You also get a voluntary choice if you would like to redeem your points for buying SAF. Another thing, through Compensate, the 750 benefit points, we give you an option to be able to offset for carbon emissions 750 kgs, and you are able to associate with our contribution towards sustainability. So that brings me to a close of this presentation, and we thank you on behalf of Lufthansa Group to be associated and to be clocked in the webinar with us, and to actually have spared time to be here with us listening to this. And we certainly want to believe that we have motivated you enough to be flying with us next time for your business needs as an airline. So I hand it over to Surjit now, and also the
Before
Q&A.
that, yeah, just before that, we have few questions that has come in from the participants. Uh, I'll just call out a few. So all the questions that's come in related to the topic of sustainability, I will email those questions to Lufthansa Group, and they will get back to you on email. Right now, we will just take up few questions. So yeah, going ahead. The first question is, I'm corporate based in Ahmedabad, and given the online gateways, Lufthansa Group has ex-India, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, or Chennai. How do I connect from Ahmedabad to Europe?
Okay, I would like to answer this question. From Ahmedabad to Europe, you can actually make use of our Vistara connections, or for that matter, Air India connection, come across to the nearest point and then onwards to, let's say, about Mumbai, and then from Mumbai, by transiting via Frankfurt or Munich, you can connect onwards to our the destination of your choice. I hope that answers the question.
Oh yes, thank you. Moving on to the next one. I'm a medium scale company and find your corporate mileage plan, partner plus benefit, interesting. Is there any minimum target to register? Any mandatory requirement to keep in mind?
Definitely, we have a certain minimum criteria. Let's say, be it a travel towards Europe or North America, we are looking at a minimum benchmark of say about 7 to 8, and a mix of economy or business class tickets for us to bring you onto our corporate loyalty plan. And the mandatory requirement over here while doing the registration is to have your GST number to be mentioned in the profile details of the PPP customer.
That explains it well. The next question is, when are you ramping up daily operations from Chennai to Frankfurt?
So maybe I take this. So our daily operations for Chennai to Frankfurt brings us to Q1 2023 end, which is towards 28th, 29th March 2023. We'll be reaching pre-pandemic frequency for to be able to operate daily flights on Chennai Frankfurt effective that period, giving our customers the choice of reaching non-stop to Frankfurt as they were doing pre-pandemic. I hope that suffices the query.
I guess it does. The next question is, how to book an extra bag at discounted rate?
Okay, so that will also test the understanding of the presentation, because it was one of the slides that we portrayed. So it is the discounted baggage comes at a discounted rate. I mean, the extra bag that the business enterprises want to avail, we have a discounted offer of 160 euros per bag with a dimension of 158 centimeters and 23 kgs of weight, so that they can make a reservation through our service team by getting in touch with customersupport.in@dlh.de or getting in touch through our toll-free customer care number.
All right.
So that's the answer. Yeah.
We'll take another 1 or 2 questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
The next question is, why don't you have a direct flight to Berlin, from Delhi?
I think I can take over this one. So basically, the reason why we do not have our hubs, as I mentioned right at the beginning of our presentation, our flight is basically, we have multi-hubs. The hubs are located in Frankfurt or from Munich or Zurich. So that's one of the reasons we have to first reach on to the hub, and then this is the requirement of the civil aviation or the DGCA, that we have to first go to our hub, and then onward we connect you to the destination of your choice. Yeah. So maybe in future we might have a Berlin as one of our hubs, then we should be able to assist you better. Yeah. So I hope this is good enough an answer for you.
All right, thank you. The last question is, what is the mileage sharing arrangement with Vistara?
Okay, so that is something, if I do a loud thinking, it's basically driven by code share dynamics, between any airlines. So the mileage sharing is definitely governed by that agreement, and we will have it route wise and class wise, as per the route that you are flying and also the class that you are flying. So we have a tabular form in terms of what, let's say a Delhi, if I take an example, Ahmedabad, Delhi, Frankfurt. So Ahmedabad, Delhi would be governed by Vistara mileage calculation, and Delhi, Frankfurt would be as per the mileage status as governed as per the Star Alliance Miles and More rules. So that being said, I think we can definitely go online on Vistara to check what is the mileage composition which one gets when one flies from with a combination of Vistara and Lufthansa. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so with this, we'll wrap up our Q&A round. The remaining questions, as mentioned, will be emailed to the Lufthansa Group, and they will definitely get back to you. I will now hand over the platform to Surjeet for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks to the Lufthansa team for sharing all the information with us and introducing us to the various sustainability initiatives taken by the group. It is really very interesting. Thanks to the participants for attending the sessions, and a special thank to my colleague Sana for putting up the whole program together. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
IGCC, and thank you, attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.